Hello students, welcome to Umadevi Children Academy. Students, today we are going to discuss the chapter is the chemical bonding and the topic is formal charge and ionic bond. So let's start. The topic is the formal charges. So Lewis-Dot structures do not represent the actual shape of the molecules, right? And the polyatomic ions, in case of polyatomic ions, the net charge possessed by the ion and whole is not particularly explained on the Lewis-Dot structure. If polyatomic ions means students CO3, Na2, NO3, O3. These are the polyatomic ions. So polyatomic ions, what type of charge they will develop? So that is not explained by the Lewis-Dot structure, right? So formal charge is the formal charge. It gives the information about the atoms in a polyatomic molecules or ions, the difference between the number of valence electrons and that atom isolated in the free state, and the number of electron assigned to the atom in the Lewis structure. So with the help of Lewis structure, the polyatomic molecules, in which we have to determine the polyatomic molecules in which whatever the atoms or ions are present, so what type of charge are developed over the ions, that when we are going to discuss in this topic, students. So for example, I am using CO3. The structure of CO3 I will write, students, like this, right? So this is the polyatomic molecule. So here are the three oxygen atoms, 1 2 3. So in these three oxygen atoms, what is the charge developed on the first oxygen, what is the charge developed on the second oxygen, what is charge developed on the third oxygen, that is we will assign with the help of the formal charge. Understand? So formal charge is expressed, formal charge is equal to valence electron Pe, any number of electrons, number of non-bonding electrons, and B, bonding electrons, whole divided by 2. This is the formula. Or in your textbooks they given the charge, the formula. Formal charge is equal to total number of valence electrons and the total number of the non-bonding electrons and the minus 1 by 2 total number of bonding electrons. Questions. So counting based on the assumption that the atoms in a molecule, the ons electron in each shared pair, both the electron of the lone pair, let us consider the ozone molecules. So level of structures here. So here in this structure, students, we have to assign the molecules in which the whatever the number of electrons are present, valence electron, bonded electrons or non-bonded electrons, with the help of we have to assign the what type of charges develop on the atom. So here the three oxygen we are using here, first oxygen, second and third, right? So what is the charge develop on the, what would be the charge develop on the first oxygen, what would be a charge developed on the second and the third oxygen atom, that one we are going to discuss here. So central first oxygen atom marked as 1. So that is the, here the formula is given here, 6 minus 2. 6 is the total number of valence electrons. That's right, total number of valence electron is 6 minus 2 total number of the unpaired electrons, total number of unpaired electrons, and 1 by 2 into 6. 6 is the total number of shared electrons, total number of shared electrons. Then we got the value is plus 1, so that is the plus 1 charge developed here. Right? Second oxygen atom, valence electron is 6. Each oxygen atom outermost the 6 valence electrons. 6 valence electrons. The how many bonded here? 4. 4 is bonded. So is non-bonded. 1, 2, 3, 4. Non-bonded is 4. And how many? The 1 by 2 into 4. The how many bonded here? 1 2 3 4. 4 is bonded. We are using this the two double bond which contain 4 electrons. So 4. Then we got the charge is 0. It means total number of bond pair, total number of lone pair 4, total number of bond pair 4. So that's why it is neutral 0. Third oxygen atom. The third oxygen atom valence electron 6 and unbound electron is also 6. 1 by 2 bond electrons. Only this bond contain only 2 electrons. 2 electrons. So minus 1 charge. So it's developed the minus 1 charge here, plus charge here, and this is the 0 neutral charge. Lowest formal the formal charge is do not indicate the real charge separation in the molecules. So formal charge, for example, if the CO3 or you may say the O3, when all the oxygens are dissociated, then they becomes neutral. They never develop any kind of charge. It means it cannot indicated the separation of molecule charge. It only indicated within the molecules with the respective the valence electron and bonding electrons, the how much amount of charge is developed over the atom or ions. Right, students, it cannot indicate the actual charge of the atoms, because we know that the oxygens always develop -2 charge, but in the ozone, 3 oxygens are there, they are developing here different charge. So it means it is not the permanent charge of the oxygen atom. These are the not a permanent charge of oxygen. It is only the in these molecules the oxygen in which the how much charge is the each oxygen atom, different oxygen atom, how much charge is developed, that only we are discussing here. Right, students? So formal charge help for the selection of the lowest energy structure. The formal number possible the lowest structure given species. So it is the helpful for the selection of the lowest energy structure. Lowest energy means the here the I am using the 3 oxygen atom. One is negative charge, one is positive charge, another is the neutral charge. So it means the lowest charge, which one having the lowest charge, which one having the highest charge, which one having the neutral charge, the all the informations are given by the this. The generally the lowest energy structure is the smallest formula charges on the atom. The small charge which is developed on the atom, it is not a permanent charge, it is just fraction of charge, the temporary charge developed on the atoms. The formal charge based on the pure covalent bonding. It explains the contribution of the covalent bond. If the contribution of covalent bond develop the charge. Right, students? Limitations. So octet rule limitations are the it is useful. It is not universal. It is quite useful for the understanding the structure of the most of the organic compound, and it apply mainly the second period of the element in the periodic table. So it is most useful, not most useful, right? Useful for the determining the second period of the elements and their compounds. Here shown second period of the elements, the lithium, beryllium, boron, carbons, their the formation of the product purpose we are help to it determining. The 3 types of octets are developed here. First one, incomplete octet. Second one, odd number of octet. Third one, expanded octet. So let's discuss the first one, the incomplete octet. Right. So here the some compound, the number of electrons surrounding the central atom less than 8. So less than 8. Why less than 8 electrons are developed around the atom? Because the element which have a less than 4 valence electrons. For example, lithium only 1 valence electron, so it never develop the octet. This one develop octet and this one never develop octet. Similarly, beryllium outermost only 2 valence electrons, so it less than 4 electrons, so it never develop the octet. Boron outermost 3 electrons, So that's why it attains all the three species and never develop the octet. So these are the incomplete octet. Here octet, here it never develop octet, this one and this one. All the three species never develop octet. Lithium, beryllium, boron, 1, 2, 3 valence electrons. So that's why they never develop octet. So some other compound like AlCl3 is also aluminum, almost 3 valence electrons. So it develop the 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3. Odd electron molecules. In a molecules, odd number of electrons like nitric oxide. It means the both side, the in a molecules, the one of the atom which having the odd number of octet. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these nitrogens are having the 7 electrons and oxygens are having the 8 electrons. Right. So here the nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 number of electrons are developed here. So it is less than octet, and here 8 electrons and here also 8 electrons. But nitrogen is odd number of octets are developed here. Right, students. Now next one, the expanded octet. Some species are there, they develop the outermost develop more than 8 electrons. Right. For example, the phosphorus pentafluoride. The phosphorus outermost having the 5 valence electrons. To the 5 valence electrons, it bond with the 1 fluorine, 2 electrons. Bond with the next fluorine, 4 electrons. A bond with the third fluorine, that is 6 electron. And this is the 7, 8. This is 9, 10. So total number of how many electrons are developed around the phosphorus, that is 10 electrons are developed here. Similarly, sulfur outermost the 6 valence electrons. 1 phosphorus here, covalent bond 2 electrons. Second here, covalent bond 4 electrons. Covalent bond 6 electrons. Covalent bond 8 electrons. Covalent bond 10 electrons, and covalent bond, it is the 12 electrons. So it is more than octets are developed here. Right, students? So here similarly the some structures are there here. The sulfur here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Disulfide chloride, it is completely contain the 8 electron. So it means the one time the sulfur has been developed the more than octet, and sometime it developed the octet structures. And drawback of octet theory. It is clear that the octet rule based upon the chemical inertness of the noble gas. Right. Why we develop the octet structure? According to Kozel and Lewis has explained that whatever the species are there present in the periodic tables, why they forms chemical bond? They forms chemical bond because for a chemical bond they want to attain the stable noble gas configurations. Right, students? So they want to stabilize themselves by attaining the outermost 8 electrons, so they share electrons. So that is the chemical inertness. However, the noble gases are there. Noble gases are completely stable here. Then some noble gases are more stable here. But even though some noble gases are forming the compound XeF2, xenon fluoride, krypton fluoride, xenon oxofluorides. So these are the octet structures. So these species forms chemical bond. So this is the one drawback of the octet rules, because the chemical bond where the bonding can be explained based on the inertness, but these species which cannot show the inertness. So this theory does not account the shape of the molecules. So this theory cannot explain the shape of the molecules. What is the structure of the carbon disulfide? What is the structure of the water? It cannot explain. It does not explain the relative stability of the molecules. It cannot explain the stability. Right. For example, if you use the oxygen and the ozone, so what is the stability of the you cannot explain. What is the stability of first oxygen? What is the stability of second oxygen? What is the stability of first, second, third oxygen? It cannot never explain. Right, students? So next is the ionic or electrovalent bond. Causal and Lewis discuss about the formation of ionic compound. The formation of ionic compound primarily depend upon the is to formation of positive and negative charge, and positive and negative charge both are the attract with each other to attain the crystalline solid. In the formation of positive ions, ionization by removal of electrons from the neutral atom, negative charge by addition of electrons. So this is the primary rules that depend upon the formation of ionic compounds. The first species, neutral species, which have tendency to lose electrons to develop positive charge. The second species, which have tendency to accept electron to develop negative charge. In third cases, both positive and negative charge both must be attract with each other. Then they forms the NaCl structures. Right, students? So look at here one example. M is given here. M is a metal, turns into M ion, ionization enthalpy. It loses electrons. X accept electron to form electron gain enthalpy. Both M and X both are attract to form the MX solid. So electron gain enthalpy changes when gas phase of the atom in its ground state gain n electrons. The gain electron process may exothermic or endothermic. So whatever the gaseous phases are there, either M or X. So the gas phase of the atoms either donate or accept electron gain enthalpy. So when electron gain enthalpy is there, the electron gain enthalpy during in which when the species try to accept electron, either it may be lose energy or gain energy. So because students, the some species are there in the atmosphere in the periodic table, while they are accepting electrons, they will never accept the easy electron. So the accepting purpose we have to supply some energy. For example, noble gases, helium, neon, argon. So these species when they are accept electron during the exception, they have to need energy. You have to add plus. We have to add some energy, right? And some species like chlorine or the halogens during the removal of electrons. During the removal of electron purpose, they removal of addition of electrons. Sorry, students. So addition of electron purpose, they are releasing energy. Releasing means we are indicating a negative sign. Negative sign we are indicating. It means it lose energy. Right, students? Then develop negative charge. Right, students? So ionic bond will be formed easily between the two species. The one species which is lose electron, another species gain electrons, right? So most of the ionic compound cation derived from the metal species and anion derived from the non-metals, right? So those species are release electrons, so they must be metal, and those species which is accept electrons, those must be non-metals. Then we develop negative charge. The negative charge species always non-metal, positive species always metals. The ammonium ion. Ammonium ion, which is the ammonium ion, that is the NH4 plus. So here nitrogen is non-metal and hydrogen also is the non-metal. Both the species, both here positive charge which is made up by the non-metals only. If you are using the ammonium chloride NH4Cl, this is the positive charge species made up by the non-metal, and this is the negative charge species which is made by the non-metal. So this is one of the exceptional case in which both positive charge and negative charge made up by the non-metals. So students, it is the cation. If the it forms the cation, the number of ionic compound. Ionic compound is a crystalline state consists the order of the three-dimensional arrangement. So whatever the ionic compound is there between the sodium chloride, ammonium chloride, they all are arranged in the three-dimensional forms like the students. They arrange in three-dimensional like structure like the students. The three-dimensional structures, right? Or you may simply write like this. It is the three-dimensional structures. Three-dimensional structure. The what are the ionic components here? Positive charge ion, here negative charge ion, next positive charge, next is a negative. Next here the positive charge, next is a negative, and the positive charge, and this is the negative. Look at here. Positive negative, negative positive, positive negative, negative positive. Right students. So this is we call it three-dimensional arrangement. It means the constituent particles or ions which are arranged one side by side, one above the other. They are arranged three-dimensional structures. So these compound of the crystalline, different crystalline structure determined by the size of the ions, packing arrangement, and the other factors. So what are the different crystal solids are there? For example, KCl, the three-dimensional structure is different. NaCl, three-dimensional structure is different, right? The size is more or less, so it depends upon the number of ions, depend upon the ions. The crystalline sodium chloride examples are shown below here. So this is the sodium chloride structure, students. Sodium chloride. So this is the chlorine, and red color is the sodium ion. Next again chlorine, and above sodium ion. So it is repeated whole this crystal. So this is a three-dimensional structures. Right, students. So in the ionic solid, the sum of electron gain enthalpy and ionization enthalpy may be positive, but still crystalline get the stabilized due to the energy release, the formation of the crystalline lattice. Right, students. So here, for example, ionization enthalpy of the sodium, when the substance ionic crystals is formed, this type of ionic crystals, if the enthalpy of this crystal is negative, it means it is more stable, because during the formation of crystal, the species, both positive and negative charge species, releasing energy, it means they are negative. Negative means it is more stable, more stabilized. Right, students? For example, ionization enthalpy of the sodium ion formation from sodium, it releasing 495.8 kilojoule. It means the sodium turns into the sodium ion by releasing electron, enthalpy that is 495.8 kilojoule. Right, students? And the chlorine Cl, which accept electron to form the Cl minus, the electron gain enthalpy, students, minus 348.7 kilojoule. Right. The sum, when we compare the sum, when we add this one, then we got the answer is 147.1 kilojoule per mole. Right. So more compensated, that is the formation of the minus 7.8. So energy released process is more than the energy absorbed. So here it is given the value plus form, right? It is given the plus form. So it is, and the energy release is the minus 788 kilojoule. But formation of NaCl, when we sum up this one, this value we got plus 147. But actually the formation of NaCl purpose, it releasing the energy that is minus 788 kilojoule. So that's why the NaCl crystal is more stable, because the energy releasing is more as compared to the absorbed. And the quantitatively measure the stability of the ionic compound provided by the enthalpy, lattice formation, not simply achieving the octet around the ion species in a gaseous state. So this is one of the important points. So it is provide the information about the by its enthalpy of lattice formation. How enthalpy of lattice formation forms? Formation by the sodium and neutral atom turns into positive charge. Another neutral atom turns into negative charge. Positive charge by losing electron, negative charge accepting electrons. Both positive charge and negative charge attract with each other to form the one any crystal, NaCl, KCl, etc. So if this crystal during the formation, if the enthalpy of this crystal is in minus, so it means it is more stable. So all these informations are achieved in this formation. And one more, the why they are releasing electron, because they are stabilize themselves outermost attain the 8 electrons. So here 281 and here 28 outermost 8 electron. Chlorine accepting 1 electrons, Cl minus 287, that is 288. Students, next is the lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy means amount of energy required to separate 1 mole of solid ionic compound into gaseous constituents. Constituent the single individual particles. Students, that is we call as the lattice enthalpy. The amount of energy required to separate 1 mole of ionic solid into gaseous state, gaseous constituents ion, called as lattice enthalpy. So students, here the lattice is the lattice means crystal, right? So here I will write once again, lattice means crystal, and the enthalpy means the energy. So energy required to separate the crystal into single individual particle, that is called lattice enthalpy. Example, lattice enthalpy of sodium chloride 788 kilojoule per mole, already we have discussed. It means friends, so it means this is the NaCl crystal. Think that this is the NaCl crystal. So these NaCl crystals are, we want to separate, then we have to, how much energy we have to supply here? We have to supply here 788 kilojoule per mole of energy. Then all the particles get separated here. All the particles get separated. Students, so that is we called as a lattice enthalpy. So NaCl are there, NaCl in which dissociation purpose I have to supply here 788 kilojoule per mole of energy. Then it separated into sodium ion plus chloride ions. They get separated here. Understood? This is we call the lattice enthalpy. So similarly, you may use the one stick. You want to break the sticks. Then what you have to apply? Then you have to apply here force. Apply some energy. Then only it going to be break and dissociate into the single pieces, 2 pieces. Similarly, the any small crystals which are dissociation purpose, we require energy. So whatever the energy we are applying here, they turns into small pieces, separated the small pieces, called as lattice enthalpy. So this process involves the both attractive force of ions of opposite charge and repulsive force between the ions of like charge. The solid crystal being the 3-dimensional, it is not possible to calculate the lattice enthalpy directly from interaction force and repulsion force only. The factor associated with the crystals have to be included. So this is the whatever the crystal is there, ionic crystal, the ionic crystal which involve the 2 forces, attraction force as well as the repulsion force, both are holding. So attraction force through the sodium and the chloride ions are holding with each other, right, holding each other, and this sodium chloride with the next sodium ions, they are all this sodium positive, this is also positive, positive repulse, this chlorine negative, chlorine repulse. Restaurant. So this solid crystal, it is not possible to calculate the lattice enthalpy directly. You want to calculate the enthalpy directly, right? The any crystal, their enthalpy we are not calculate directly, right? Directly from the interaction of the attraction and repulsive force only. So how the interaction of repulsive forces and attraction and repulsive force are involved in the this lattice enthalpy, we will discuss in the thermodynamics chapter, students. In thermodynamics chapter, we are discuss about the lattice enthalpy. Right, students? Thank you so much.